Hello and welcome to my channel where we may be dazed, but we are not confused. We are going to do a Stargazer reading for the sign of Leo. The purpose of this reading is to take a look at what you could possibly do to become more in alignment with the star that shines in you. So let's get started. Firstly, let's look at what it is that you need to let go of, right? So for this reading, I'm using the Mystical Shaman Oracle, and it appears that what you need to let go of is the stories and the sense of missing out on something that you felt like you were supposed to do, but that you just were not able to fulfill. This could be a connection with maybe family story. It could also be a part of generational stories of maybe things that people were not able to accomplish or that you felt like you wanted to try to accomplish, but there's like this ongoing story of not being able to do that. It could also be a sense of expectation of what you were supposed to do that people in your family may have expected you to do. It could be expectations that you place on yourself as well, okay? This could also even be connected with a sense of past life story, or also it could be connected with like the spirits of your ancestors and those types of things as well. And so basically what this is saying is that you might be stuck in a space where you're just very nostalgic, maybe about the past or how things were done, or maybe, like I said before, maybe mourning a sense of lost opportunities or a sense that, you just weren't able to accomplish something because you either didn't get the right support, or you feel like people may have let you down, or you may feel like you let others down because you did not accomplish something, or you did not take advantage of opportunities that were given to you. This could also be like if you had family members who felt like they sacrificed a lot for you and they wanted you to do a specific thing and you did not do it. Feeling like you're stuck in a cycle of trying to make it happen even though you were struggling to do so. Also, this could be family members that felt like they sacrificed a lot for you to do something, and then you're trying to force yourself to do what they want you to do, even though it's not in alignment with who you are. All right. So what you need to try to walk away from right now, or to try to stop doing, is basically holding on to this story and kind of ignoring the call within you that's telling you that maybe you need to do something different or be more authentic with yourself or true to who you are. And the way that this card is saying that you can do this is by almost like envisioning yourself going into a sweat lodge. So this is the actual card for this. And so the image with this is that you would be, connecting in darkness within an enclosed space, which is supposed to be symbolic of Mother Earth or the womb of Earth. And there would be a fire in the middle, and it would just be very hot, and you would sweat out all of the illness or the disease or the beliefs or habits that are holding you stuck in this cycle that's not serving you, or that has you stuck in a space that's like this loop, almost like a time loop where you're replaying things that are not actually helping you. And the purpose of this is that it helps you to clear yourself of this so that you can have a second chance. You come out cleaned and renewed and purged of these things that can hold you back or keep you stuck, repeating cycles, doing the same thing over and over and not getting a different result, which a lot of people say is the definition of insanity. And so this is saying that this is a chance to kind of sit with yourself, to allow yourself to kind of take a look at the darkness that might be holding you back. Look at some of the patterns in your family stories or your generational stories. If you're into it and you're able to do so, take a look at your past life stories and see what the pattern is that could be triggering you to have this sense of connection with stuff that's not helping you. All right. And, this would be like your fears, um, your pains, your senses of failure in your life. And what this does is it allows you to look at it and shed light on it. So then you can kind of, give yourself some forgiveness, connect with it so that it doesn't have as much power as it has currently over your unconscious. And it's impacting your life and just having this impact that maybe it wouldn't have normally. All right. So once you do that, the wisdom that you would be able to acquire from this moving forward to get more in alignment with your star is that you would be more able to set goals and intentions that are going to actually get you to more closely to the space that you actually want to be in. Because right now, with you kind of being stuck and being kind of trapped by these generational, I don't want to say curses, but like maybe generational cycles, or, the sense of nostalgia of like a youth, or when you felt like you were at your prime or you had more opportunities, it might be having you trying to make something happen that is not supposed to happen, or that would not be in your best interest, because you might be trying to prove something, or you might be trying to please others, or prove something to yourself that may not be relevant today. And so this is saying that doing these things will allow you to see that maybe the path that you're on currently is not going to be the best thing for you. And it might even be counterproductive for you if you continue in this way. So if you're more attached to trying to overcome this or prove something or make other people happy, you might actually get to that point where you do it. And then at the end of it, when you get there, you find that this destination is not where you want to be at. You put all this effort and energy into it, and yeah, you checked off all the boxes, grandma, mom, dad, brother, sister, cousins, whoever are happy, maybe your neighbors are happy, maybe your coworkers are happy, your partners or whatever are happy. But at the end of the day, do you have peace within your own soul that you made the right choices and that you put your effort and your actual life force energy into doing something, committing that energy to something that was in alignment with what you were actually here to do? And this is saying that when you take the time to take on this sweat lodge energy of like sitting with that darkness, sitting with your fears, your pains, all these, very much shadow work kind of, sitting with that allows you to see where those things being unhealed and unseen could be influencing the way that you're moving. And when you do that, you'll see that, oh wow, the path that I'm on is not really in alignment with where I want to go to. And then you could kind of course correct a little bit so that you can be where you truly want to be. And there could be issues of feeling unworthy to be where you truly want to be. And so we find distractions and other things to commit our energy to not have to deal with that feeling of unworthiness. And also, there's a sense of wisdom here in recognizing that sometimes when you don't get what you want, that sometimes that is for the best because there's something better out there. So there's this whole energy of not just course correcting, but having to go through the experience of not being successful at something and not getting what it is that you think that you want, and having to deal with all of the energy behind why it is that you actually don't want it, but you don't realize that you don't want it. And that's where a lot of this work is coming from. Recognizing that the thing that you might be working so hard for, or trying to prove, or trying to hold on to with a sense of nostalgia, whether it's like a social expectation or whatever it may be, that it's not what you really want. And if you were to allow yourself to not get it, you might have some kind of feelings about it, but are those feelings that you have about it rooted in the sense that you're supposed to be there, or it's a part of being aligned with what you're supposed to be doing? Or is it rooted in a sense of, fear, pain, rejection, generational loops and expectations, and not growing past some of those different types of experiences? And perhaps allowing yourself to not get what you want in a specific situation, it'll bring up a lot of voices that will come and be critical of you, but it's about finding a way to make peace with that so that you can hear clearly the truest voice within you that will show you where it is that you need to go and what it is that you need to do. Okay. So, possible destiny for this here, or outcome, is in doing this and taking the time to go through these different phases and allowing yourself to kind of be alchemically changed by this, will move you into this mystical shaman energy, which is basically the person who is not allowing themselves to be defined by any specific story, but they allow themselves to observe the different types of stories there are. So this is very much you looking at the story that you may have told yourself, that your family may have told you, that your social circumstances may have told you, that you may have told yourself since childhood, and recognizing that you have the power to create a new story and to peacefully and gently usher yourself into that story with compassion and forgiveness for the fact that you were not able to live out a former story that you felt very attached to. And the reason this is particularly important for you, Leo, is because should you allow yourself to continue on the path that you are, of not really being in alignment with what it is that you are truly wanting to experience and live out, but instead being stuck in a loop of trying to force something to happen that might be really, really trying to come apart or rearrange itself, you might get to that destination that you've been working on, but then find out that where you are is basically you getting what you wish for and not wanting it. So there's like that story of be careful what you wish for, be careful what you pray for, because you just might get it. So there's this sense of putting all this effort in, sacrificing, making it happen, and then getting there, and then recognizing that you were attached to this idea that you would be happy, you would be prosperous, you would be famous, loved, you would feel accepted, all these things, and then get there and find that you actually don't feel that, because there was something deeper than just the attainment of this particular goal, or living out this particular life story, or being on a particular path that you thought would bring you to that. And so you don't want to get there and realize that, wow, I worked so hard and I put so much effort and energy into trying to get here that I never stopped to consider the fact that maybe the person that I was when I first started this journey is not the person that I am today. And so as a result of that, now that I'm here, it doesn't actually match, and I don't have peace because of it, or I don't feel centered, or I don't feel in alignment. And so basically this is saying that if you're able to do this and, take some time to kind of sit with those very uncomfortable energies now, it can help you to get more into alignment later, so that whatever story that you play out, whatever you bring to bear or bring to pass, you're not identifying your whole sense of self by that. You're more observing it, and you're putting your emphasis and energy into that part of you that is, observing the story, and not the actual actor in the story itself. That way that you can feel centered and feel like you're in alignment, and you can have that sense of peace and prosperity and feeling loved or recognized, whatever your story is. And it gives you a greater sense of freedom to truly align more with that star within you, wherever it is that is leading you to go. All right, Leo, that is what I have for your Stargazer reading. I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you for joining me on this channel, where we may be days, but we are not confused. And until next time, bye-bye.